I'm so sorry.
See, she
That's
wasn't
the one
prepared,
thing. I
but
was
she's always
muted.
last.
Okay, sorry. This piece is called The Scouts. It's 12 by 16 inches and done in colored pencil, in case you're wondering. And this is my story about it. When tracking, hunting, or being hunted or tracked, there are many senses at work. Our sight, our smell, even knowing the direction of the wind should you want to aim an arrow or be upwind of your prey. This little scout is the granddaughter of a girl I went to summer camp with, where we learned all those outdoor skills, knowing the weather by the clouds, how to get somewhere at night with no flashlight or to read the stars. We could name every flower and knew the time by the bugles. When I went back as an adult to be program director of the same camp, I saw my work in real time. A bugle blew and the girls all went where I had scheduled them. I understood properly for the first time how the clouds moved in our atmosphere, and I would have to read them as I was taught when they blocked the satellite and our internet went out, to tell the campers where to go next and then play the bugles for attention or recall. Each summer, some sort of wildlife takes up residence. One summer it was skunks, another raccoons, bats, things with rabies my then toddler daughter could give you instructions on. And then there was the bear. We found it like to sleep in the sweet smelling manure pile by the riflery range, meandering over at night past the owl cabin, the oldest girl's cabin, rubbing past the side of their building to scratch itself with their muffled shrieks inside. Shrieking with laughter, most likely. The girls loved to scare themselves as they learned to be brave. We used to try to tell campfire stories about someone escaping from the federal prison nearby, Dannemora, but everyone would just laugh now. They put those guys away for life up in the Adirondacks. The ones who did escape a few years back walked in circles, being bug bitten and getting more and more lost. They probably just about set foot on camp property, but never made it through the woods the youngest of our girls can track through at night. So once there was the rabid raccoon. The riflery instructor had to shoot it off the back porch eaves, to the tears of one counselor who I had to tell quite harshly, there are 150 girls here and one rabid raccoon. Rabies being a thing up north now, we do not just swing a tennis racket at a bat and shoo it out the door. It's caught with a long pool skimmer looking net and placed in a Tupperware in the freezer with the dates marked. My daughter would accompany me to the health department where they were tested. Even grazing the skin, you could pass the disease. So when my little girl came home for kindergarten back in the Northern Virginia suburbs, they asked the kids to give Thanksgiving recipes to make a funny cookbook for the parents. A lot of the boys said you could put the turkey in the microwave for 10 minutes. Not my daughter. She started the recipe at the beginning. You get in the car and go out and shoot a turkey. When I draw with colored pencils, it takes a very long time. I could oil paint you quicker, I always say. I have time to think about all these things. They become part of the story of the picture. It was January, the winter of 2020. My daughter is older now and a ballet dancer. She was rehearsing Sleeping Beauty with the National Ballet of Canada. The Kennedy Center is a long drive, so I was waiting on the top floor, feeling cold and getting sick and drawing. I always bring a drawing when she dances or auditions. So many tourists were coming through for the Lunar New Year display. Some countries had already begun shutting down travel, so I wondered where all these people might have come from. As they swarmed around me to see what I was doing, I wanted to tell them to please stay away. I did not mean for this to be a dark or ominous piece, but little did I know how powerful it would turn out to be. These little scouts are the vanguards. I see in it something foreboding now about the world we are letting our children grow up in.
Thank you. Beautiful. We would be happy to take any questions. You can type a question in the chat or raise your hand. Use the raise hand button to ask any questions. You could ask it now, or we'll take questions at the end.
Was that the beginning of COVID? Were you getting sick?
Yes, it was the beginning of COVID, and we'll never know, those of us who were sick that December and January, whether we got antibodies then or with our vaccines now. But yeah, I was sick and it was just starting to reach here.
Liz, how long does a piece like this take?
My pieces take a very long time. It's almost like every little hair, you're almost embroidering the piece rather than, painting is broad strokes and you get all the fur bristles, and pencils are stroke by stroke. So they take about a month if I'm doing really good, fitting it in around my classes as well, but sometimes longer, especially the really large pieces. So
Great. Well, thank you so very much.
thank you.